Oil is power, and Saudi Arabia has it. Indeed, it's hard to find anything that Saudi Arabia hasn't got, except the population to enjoy it. This is the refinery at Ras Tanura, one of the biggest in the world. It's run by the Arabian-American oil company, Aramco, once the property of American oil companies, soon to become the exclusive property of the Saudis. But because they've so small a population, they won't have the skilled labor to run it for some years yet. Like so much in the new booming Saudi economy, the oil business will rely on foreign labor, skilled and unskilled, for some time to come. But what matters is the money, and once the takeover is complete, that'll all go to the Saudis, and the sums are mind-boggling. Crude oil from these tanks and finished products from the refinery make Saudi Arabia the world's third largest producer, but by far the largest exporter. 1 million tons a day pass through these pipes and out to the waiting tankers, nearly 4 times as much as Britain's entire daily oil consumption. All this earns the Saudis £36 million a day, 4 times what it was only 14 months ago. Half this oil goes to Europe. Britain gets 20% of her oil from Saudi Arabia, and 1/3 goes to Japan. An increasing amount, at present about 5%, goes to the United States, reflecting America's increased reliance on oil imports from the Middle East. There seems little likelihood of Saudi oil drying up. Much of the country seems to be almost floating on oil. Here in the Abgeig and Gawar fields, they know the oil's there at a certain depth. All they've got to do is drill down, put in a pipe and a tap, and the stuff will pour out whenever they want it. Saudi oil reserves are a quarter of the entire world's, and the figure is constantly going up as new fields are discovered. Even so, the Saudis constantly talk of limiting production to avoid the oil running out one day. They did it with dramatic effect during the October War last year. The prime aim of British and Western diplomacy now is to try and persuade the oil producers to use their new power wisely and not to let other countries go to ruin. They argue that the oil producers like Saudi Arabia should be careful with their new power because in this interdependent world we all sink or swim together. Now some Arabs retort that this argument is a bit hard to maintain in the light of the history of Western exploitation of this part of the world, but the hope is that other Arabs, like King Faisal, will accept it. Peter Snow, News at 10, Saudi Arabia.